Hello, Senator. I think you're calling in.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. So we appreciate you sitting with us in between everything else that you have going on today. Um,
Yes.
and we just want to welcome you. These sessions have been great. These Under the Dome sessions. We have really enjoyed these conversations. I think you don't need very much introduction. I know we only have you for a few minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and let you just offer some opening comments just about how things are going from your vantage point in the Senate and maybe, what you need from us.
Well, good. I think it's still morning. Good morning. It's been a busy one, and we're in that crunch time right now, so that's why I'm not able to spend as much time with y'all as I'd like to. But anyway, things are going well. We passed the budget, so that's it. We can go home now. Not so. Um, we have, we've unfortunately been working on other bills that have been coming to the floor that really, I just don't think that they're very relevant with all the issues that we have facing us today. So I'm hoping that we can get busy with things that address things that are staring us right in the eye, which is the pandemic, getting vaccines, getting our economy going. We have seen a little job growth recently, and we want to make sure we can continue to build on that. I know that you spoke on, was it Houston Matters, about the infrastructure bill coming
Yeah.
through Congress. So looking forward to see what that brings, what that means for Texas, and hopefully we can get some of those going and get some jobs going as well.
Right. And so, we've been kind of following a lot of the transportation stuff that's been going on as well at the state level. And certainly the federal pieces, we're keeping our eye on that as well. Um, but wanted to talk with you about, I did have an opportunity to testify in the Senate for Senate Bill 1728, which is the electric vehicle bill, which I see, it looks like that's been placed on local and uncontested calendars in the
Uh-huh.
Senate as of this morning. So, and then the House tomorrow will hear some House versions of legislation that's geared towards electric vehicle fees. And so, just kind of your thoughts on that. I know you've generally been very supportive of those conversations. So we,
Yes, thank you. I did support that bill. I'm glad that we're finally doing something about it, because there has to be some parity for this. We know that people are using the electric vehicles more, and it's estimated that it's only going to continue to increase as time passes. So at first I thought there were going to be more a little more debate on it. I know there was some concern about the cost, and it looks like that those concerns were addressed, because I even asked about that,
right.
and I'm looking forward to supporting it when it comes back. Hopefully, they don't do a whole lot to it in the House.
Right. And I think the question is the House versions that are going to be making their way through the House side, which one do they kind of choose is the main one to look at? And I think the Senate seems to be on a much faster track.
Uh-huh.
Senator Shortner's bill. So we're monitoring, but we're super hopeful that this is addressed this session. Um,
Hmm.
and it looks like there's a good chance that it could very well be. Um, I did want to let our chairman, Mustafa Tamiz, say hello and offer any comments or questions he might have as well. Mustafa?
Senator, what are the types of things you think we should pay attention to now that the budget has passed? What are your priorities, especially around transportation? The federal money is coming through Texas. What are the kinds of things we can do to be supportive of what you're working on?
Well, I think just making sure that we're getting the right information. There's been, a lot of talk about what's, infrastructure and what's not. And, you know, the word infrastructure can mean a lot of different things to a lot of people. And we just have to make sure that we can drill down and understand what it means for Texas, what it means for jobs, and any money that we can leverage to get other projects going. That's important. So as you know, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of big infrastructure. Big transportation bills coming through this session. We have to make sure we can keep the highway money, keep that intact. That's something that a lot of us, including your organization, worked really hard on and getting those propositions passed. So that's what we're looking at.
Thank you, Senator. I know another piece of legislation that we've been really looking at carefully. There hasn't been a companion in the Senate. It's my understanding that Chairman Nichols is looking at the House version for it to come over to the Senate side, and that's HJR 99, which does provide for counties to create transportation reinvestment zones, right? So really offering the local government to create an opportunity to invest in transportation that otherwise they cannot right now. I think it was just simply a misunderstanding of including that language initially in the first round of the bill, a couple sessions ago. And so just by changing that language, it does allow counties to create their own transportation reinvestment zones, which really is just another great tool in the toolbox. So that has made it out of the House Transportation Committee, is also making its way through calendars. And so we would really ask for you to take a great look at that and be supportive of that, because that's something that would really help out transportation, especially locally.
I'm excited about that bill too, because it's going to allow counties to do a lot more. And being a former local official council member, I see how important the tax increment reinvestment zones are and what they have been able to do for inner city. I served on the Midtown tax investment zone, and just looking at all the infrastructure projects that they were able to do, just enhance the area. It's revitalized it, and unfortunately, a lot of our areas outside of the city aren't able to reap that benefit because the county doesn't have that authority to do so. So I'm excited about it. I know Chairman Canales has worked really hard on it, and I'm looking forward to supporting it when it comes to the Senate and in the ballot box.
Wonderful. And I know another bill that is also important for us locally, it deals with the Gulf Coast Rail District. And Dr. Lewis, I think, is on. And I know that Senate Bill 1990 is going to be before Senate Transportation on Wednesday morning. Dr. Lewis, did you have a minute to mention that?
I absolutely have a moment to mention that, Andrea. Thank you. Hello, Senator Alvarado. Hope you're well. Looking forward to seeing you on Wednesday. So the bill that we have that's coming to Senate Transportation is SB 1990. It is for Gulf Coast Rail District to expand our modes from commuter rail to then include bus rapid transit, advanced technologies, automation, and the like. So right now, our enabling legislation only allows us to pursue commuter rail. So we're coming to transportation on Wednesday to ask for that. Would love any thoughts you have, feedback. We'll be working hard tomorrow to make sure all the members of the committee get a little piece of information on it. And so far we have.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say we have no opposition, and we have lots of support from the counties and the Fort Bend cities, mayors, and the like.
Yeah, I'm real excited about that bill. Rick Miller came to see me, and he asked me if I knew about the district, the rail district, and I said, "Oh yeah." I said I was at City Hall when it was created, and gosh, I think Mark Ellis was the first chair of that district. Yeah, I'm very supportive of it and looking forward to hearing it. I know Senator Miles, it's important to his district, and so I think it's going to do wonders for the Gulf Coast Rail District, and then for Senate District 13 And hopefully maybe we can spread that around some more.
Absolutely. That's our long range vision. So anything you can help us with, we would most appreciate. And what advisement would you give us maybe about getting it voted out on Wednesday so that it could go on to calendars?
Just touch base with the committee members. I mean, it's bracketed just um, to Houston and to that specific area. So I'm hopeful that, there's not a lot of noise about it and it'll just get done quickly.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. And we appreciate your support, not just now, but even when we came and talked to you all previously when we came on Green Light Day a couple of years ago. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Dr. Lewis. Senator, I did want to kind of follow up and say, looking at the bills, it's kind of our understanding that if it's not been heard last week or this week, that it's probably not, it doesn't have a great chance, right? Looking at kind of the trajectory of
Right.
calendars.
Right.
Is that kind of your sentiment too? Is that it's pretty much
Yes.
this week? Okay.
Yes.
And so in that, it kind of advice for us as we're looking at some of these bills that are making their ways toward calendars. Do you see on the Senate side, House side, there's a pretty big log of bills that they've got in calendars. I think it's about 500 now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so they're going to be busy. But on the Senate side, can you share what that's looking like as far as calendars and kind of how things are moving, and if you feel like it's been a pretty good pace?
Yeah, I think, at first it seemed like things were going really slow. We had a, pretty nice list of bills on the local and uncontested calendar today. And so I'm hopeful that we can, speed up the pace to get a little caught up. Of course, the freeze took out, a week or two. So, things are easier to move in the Senate because they're just, there aren't, the volume and the magnitude isn't like, in the House. So I'm hopeful we can get done what we need to do. But, I'd love to see some things like Medicaid expansion, have a hearing. And I have my SJR 49, which is allowing for gaming, allowing Texans to vote on gaming. And hopefully that can at least get some movement. I'm looking forward to what's going to happen in the House because they had a hearing last week, and it's hopefully they can get that voted out and get to the floor. It's a long shot. I mean, we're in this for the long haul, so I know we have to use a lot of patience when it comes to something like gaming.
Right. That's a conversation, several conversations that need to happen. But it's, other states, you look at other states and whereas Texas kind of is lined up next to other states and how we've progressed with that issue. So I appreciate you taking that on and other issues as well. I did want to ask too, kind of looking at other conversations around transportation. I obviously we haven't seen any, certainly on the Senate side, hearings for kind of gas tax indexing increasing, right? I think that's pretty much, that conversation has been very quieted this session. And certainly all the energy has been taken up with electric vehicle fees. And with that legislation, anything else that you think we should also be mindful of as far as the infrastructure piece of electric vehicle fees, so charging stations and things like that? I know that's been a huge piece of the conversation. Is it your kind of opinion that that's a separate item to be dealt with, or you think it's helpful that it's all wrapped into kind of one piece of legislation?
Well, I think it deserves a separate conversation just to make sure that people understand what the different elements of it and the benefits of it. So I don't want it to get lost in some bigger debate.
Right.
So if we can, do our part and make sure that we're communicating with members.
So, well, I'm mindful of your time. I know your staff said.
Yeah, this is a tough time to get us on Zoom. I almost had to cancel. So this is really, kind of a critical time right now.
Right.
So,
well, we appreciate that you provided us with any time at all today. We really do. It is great to hear kind of from your lens and your vantage point. It was also wonderful to be able to have an opportunity to see you in action a couple weeks ago, and to even to be able to walk into the Capitol, right? It's very appreciative during times like this to even be able to be in there, and everybody is really trying to be safe, and so we really appreciate that as well.
Thank y'all. Carol, look forward
Thank
to
you so
seeing you
much.
Wednesday.
Thank you, Senator. You as
Thank
well.
you. All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Well, stay tuned. We'll keep you updated on the bills that we just mentioned today as we move through the rest of session. And we thank everybody for all of your support and all of your participation. And we hope that you have a great Monday. Take care.
Thank you, first of all, to TAG for all that you're doing, and thank you for thinking about those families who need.
I hope to see y'all soon. I appreciate your work, your advocacy, not just during the session, but post-session.
You're innovators, visionaries, and I really appreciate that.
Appreciate the friendships that I've had with the transportation community.
Thank y'all for putting these on. It's just a really great idea, and thank you to everyone that's watching.
Definitely thank you to TAG for keeping us connected, continuing to keep us connected even in these unprecedented times.
We're all in this together. We will come out of this together. We will definitely be stronger together.